Good afternoon. This is Melissa with the StockSwoosh.com, and today I'm doing a market call on the SPYs. I do market calls on the Qs all the time. I rarely do the SPYs. In fact, I haven't done the SPYs for a while, but I wanted to do it today because the SPY broke over 153, which I did think it was going to do. It looked like it was going to pop over it. Actually, even this morning, it did a little bit here, but it did trade up and over it. I just want to go over this here now with this chart. The SPY has been rallying up strong, not crazy strong, but strong, holding the strength. Buying's been coming into the market ever since the bullish gap that happened here on January 2nd. I really wanted to see a lot more big green bars than I've seen in this chart. It has been hugging the 8. It hasn't come into the 20 at all. It hasn't come in or come in or come in or come in at all. In fact, if you didn't get in this setup, and if you didn't get in this setup, if you didn't get in this setup, or this one here, you had no entry ever since. You had no clean entry. Here was a clean entry. Here was another one, even though it's a crappy one. This is a better one in here. If you didn't get in this one or this one, you're not in any. You're not in. There was no real entry. But I will say that this bar today is nice and clean and green and going to close in 20 minutes green. And the market should continue now higher in the SPYs and we should see some extension. We should see some big green bars. We should see some extension here now. And that extension then, once it follows through, is going to create the pullback that I thought was going to happen all along in here, but it never did. It just kept hugging the 8. Even if the SPY pulls back, it's still bullish now no matter what. So let's just look at the next area that it can go. Might be a little bit easier here to look on a weekly chart. Hold on. Let's try to make this smaller. Okay, we're over this. I'd say we're going to get up here. I don't think we have any problem getting up to that. We may, I don't know, 154.40 is an area there. We might rally up to there and then pull back. If we don't pull back at this area here of resistance at 154.40, and again, this is still bullish. Even I'm just talking about a pullback to go higher, even still. Then we should break over these highs that were back here from, 2007, 2008. So it would be 157.52. I think it would be a better setup if the market ran up to here, 154.40, retested, broke over it maybe a little bit if it wants to, and then comes in for a nice pullback then to pull higher and break over these highs back here from a couple of years ago now, which should be 157.50, and then just carry through. Here. We can see it better on this. This is a monthly chart. So here's we were today, okay? Looking to get up to this area here. Actually, let's just say 155. And then come in for a nice pullback to go higher and break over this topping tail here that happened back in the end of 2007. Yeah, it was the end of 2007 that this happened in October. So it's so interesting, though, how strong this chart has been, and the Qs haven't been pulling up with it. It's just really interesting. I just want to focus on the SPYs right now for this read, though. Some extension in here is going to create green, big green, and then a pullback. That's the next thing we're looking for. So this should start to carry through. Tomorrow should carry through. Tomorrow we should gap up. I'll be concerned if we don't get up tomorrow that we're not going to have some big green days in here and some follow through. So the market should gap up tomorrow. It either will gap up a lot, or it will gap up a wee little bit, or we'll open somewhere up here in the top of this bar from today. But we shouldn't gap down, or even in the low of this bar. Preferably gap into here, near the close of today, or over it, and then go. There has been no big, solid, big green bars in this move, even though it's been a nice move, a nice, steady move. There hasn't been any big extension in it. Why? Who knows why, but there hasn't. That being said, if you didn't get in this area here, you really never had an entry. So clearly, it looks like there's potential for us to break over that and make a new high that we haven't broken over since the end of 2007 in the SPYs. But the Qs don't paint the same picture. They just do not paint the same picture. You know? There has not been the same strength in that. And there's been strength in this market. It's here. It is not as strong as I would have wanted to see in reference to the power. The power is evident by the way that it's continuing to rally and holding on the 8-period moving average. But the lack of extension in the size of the bars. Green, 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 big size is something that I'm aware of, something that I notate. Even these days in here, when we were green, these are mini greens. They're not big greens. Like, I don't even see 2 big greens in a row here. No, I don't. No, 2 medium greens here. And then this flip. We need to see 3 green bars. 3 green bars up. 3 medium to large bars. Some power up, up. And there's nothing in its way now to get up. It's at least 150, 440 or 155. So we should see that this week if this is going to follow through here. But for that to happen, we can't gap down any way tomorrow. We can't. So we'll have to see what it is. There's a lot of econ out Wednesday and Thursday this week that will move the market, and maybe the move is going to be up here for the SPYs to actually have some nice elongation to create the need for people to take profits, to have a nice pullback for some people to get in as entries on longs, because if you didn't take these in here, which could have been counted as aggressive, although this was a nice setup in here, then you never got in this chart. So this is Melissa with the StockSwoosh.com. This is a review of the SPYs. Pretty easy review. The SPY is bullish, clearly. Even if we pull back, we're bullish. This chart is doing nothing even remotely near bearish, and it's not even neutral. It's a bullish chart. So if you have any questions, are interested in my live trading room where I look at the market in the morning every day before I pick the stocks to trade, you can feel free to contact me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. Thanks and have a great night.